Okay, here's an important point about what we're talking about, though. The repetitive cycle of inflation and alienation is superseded by the conscious process of individuation when awareness of the reality of the ego self axis occurs. Once the reality of the transpersonal center has been experienced, a dialectic process between ego and self can, to some extent, replace the previous pendulum swing between inflation and alienation. But the dialogue of the individuation is not possible as long as the ego thinks that everything in the psyche is of its own making. Jung says all modern people feel alone in the world of the psyche because they assume that there is nothing that they have not made up. This is the very best demonstration of our God Almightiness, which simply comes from the fact that we think we have invented everything psychical, that nothing would be done if we did not do it. For that is our basic idea, and it is an extraordinary assumption when one is all alone in one's psyche, exactly like the Creator before the creation. For the modern man, a conscious encounter with the autonomous archetypal psyche is equivalent to the discovery of God. Okay, so that's why I brought this picture. Once again, that's why this is here, because it's a reflection of the archetypal psyche. And once you realize that these archetypes are transspecies and they are in everyone, then you can start to think about how you can make these powers, these are godlike powers, these are God's powers, use them in your own lifetime, in your own life. I mean, mother isn't the only one, but I'm sure you as a mother would agree that your life was taken over for a period of time by being a mother.
And still have our moments.
and you have little control about that. I mean, when your mama instinct is reacting, it's the self doing that. It's not your ego controlling it.
No, it's really odd. I just remember when Kim was young, I just remember before I had a child, everyone had the baby on board signs on their vehicle, and I just thought, it's so great you have a baby, like that's more important than anybody else out here. And then I had a baby, so it was like, you come here, my child, I'm killing you. And it's amazing how that really, not that I begrudge them taking care of their kid, but it was just what made, all that, why is one more special than anybody else? But then you see, and
how powerful that is.
It extremely, takes over.
Right.
I mean, we had, somebody was visiting a neighbor down the street, and he was walking home from school, and good kid, he's a nice person, a good student, when he was in high school, and the guy asked him, do you have some drugs to sell me? And he said no, and he cursed my son, said something, and my son came in and told me, and I was on the phone with my sister, and I said, I'll have to call you back. And she said, I could not wait till you called me back because I heard your voice. And I don't remember how I got from my house to that yard. I think I levitated on pure rage. And I got to the end of the driveway, and he read crazy because he said, I heard you cursed my son because he won't sell you drugs. I don't have a child that's involved in drugs, and how dare you, assault him verbally like that as he's walking home from school. And I was wanting him to come down and just take one hit at me, and I think I would have just been like the alien, just gone around.
Yeah.
But something crazy took over me.
Sure.
But that's...
Well, it's not crazy. It's the mother instinct taking over.
The guy apologized.
Right.
And he didn't come in.
I'm sure he didn't.
But I never would have seen that in myself prior, that I would have really confronted somebody like that.
Okay, but that's an experience of God, not only for you, but for him, right?
For who? The guy who was on the receiving end?
Yeah.
I think he probably thought twice about asking random kids to sell him drugs.
I imagine, yeah. I really imagine that.